Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got one of those things that's been popping up an awful lot lately. An awful lot. It's a desert map. And, again, as I've always said, a good desert map is a very good map indeed. And this map, the one thing that I thought it was going to fail at, it's a very flat map. You're going to notice it's very flat. And when you've got a very flat desert map with no real features in there, you're going to be a bit boring. Am I right? Not this time. This map just pops. You'll see. You will see. So anyway, yes, it's a creator we've done once before, episode 1427. They got 12 stars for their first map. Wonder how the second map's going to do. I wonder how you're going to do with this thing. That's right, doing this thing very, very well is a very good way of being very, very good at doing things. Or something. Thanks for your support. Today's map is Nawukkas by Bulletproof Coconut. We are in the Australian Northern Territory. Fictional, I believe. And it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. There's your start square. I mean, what can I say? Look at the swishiness. It's swishy. It's very flat. It's very flat. If you're looking for mountains, you're in the wrong place. But it's not boring. Resources look like that. Again, a lot of it's used for painting. But do you know what? It looks amazing. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, we have all of the little fishies as well. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, you need the ability to read. You need the ability to read, and then nicely written description, as you'd expect. A shout out for a few mods. We're not using the Render It mod. It's a mod that I haven't started tinkering with, and you're very, very welcome. Little shout out down there for BonBon. I've heard of him. And then we got a one-click collection with a few roads, a few stones, a little bit of foliage, railways. Oh, and Theme Mixer 2. Theme Mixer 2, we've got the Nawukkas theme mix, which is Central Australia, Coastal, Hazards, Frozen Fjord, Map Theme, New Caledonia Concrete, and the Relight Average LUT. Checked my notes, and my notes are all there. So yes, Nawukkas, which it will be the factoid because I had no clue. It's one of these things that I think the Aussies assume that everybody knows, and you know what? Not heard of it. Not Nawukkas anyway. We're down at ground level. It's a map that should feel boring. And I don't know how you've done it, Bulletproof. I don't know how you've done it, but it doesn't. There are huge patches of nothingness that on another map would feel that there's got to be something done to break the map up. And you've managed to do a very good job of doing that without really doing much. It's a good job. It's a very, very good job. Well done. So yes, it's a desert map. It's not going to be to everybody's taste. The requirements list isn't the world's longest, and we've got some little set pieces. Do like some set pieces. Also, you probably saw intersection marking tool in operation there. If you don't have intersection marking tool, doesn't matter. It just won't have markings on your intersections. It's fine. Now, there are a couple of things I was planning on my flyover to go down and have a closer look at, but unfortunately, again, look at this intersection. Very slick. Unfortunately, with trying to remember everything that I need to do, these couple of things I forgot to go back and check on. So, let me tell you what a couple of them are. First of all, if you zoom in quite close on this road, I wouldn't mark down the creator on this one, but if you zoom in on these roads, the tiling. Now, I do have network tiling, and it is active, but the tiling, there's some sort of little lines running across as the texture repeats and repeats and repeats. And it looks a bit weird, but in a way that it could be like concrete slabs laid down. You've seen roads that are just like concrete slab. So it looks like it could be that. But then when you get to the intersections, you lose that tiling, and then you get it again when you come out the intersections. So that's the first thing. I wouldn't mark down the crater on that because it could be, and it feels like it's a mod setting. But I couldn't find the mod setting. I did spend a few minutes looking for it. I couldn't find the mod setting to get it straight. So there is the first thing. Heading towards the start square slowly. There's not too much to talk about because we're just making our way through a big old desert at the moment. And then the other thing is with the water. Okay, now you know when you've got a spawn point in the water, we may be able to notice it on the flyover in the second half of the show. But when you get a spawn point in the water, a water spawn point, it can leave like a clear visual like bump or dent in the water that is visible from a certain distance. With today's map, you can make out the water foam circle, or actually squares, weirdly, around a couple of the spawn points. So you can actually visually see where the water is being pushed up. Nice looking roundabout here. Very nice looking roundabout. Potential for a start location over there. It's not the start square. We're going to keep going on our little journey along this road through the desert. So yes, so we've got these spawn points out in the water, which is giving us good water flow. I'm not complaining about the water flow. I always like to see some good water flow even out in the oceans, and it does produce us a very nice fishing map as well. So there's good reason for it, good credit for it, but they are visible. Just a couple of them. They are visible. And so unfortunately I've forgotten to record this over on the flyover, so you just have to take my word for it, or load up the map and have a look for yourself. Please do. I'm sure Bulletproof Coconut would love to have you checking over their map as well, because it's very nice. Very, very nice. There's your start square over there, very neatly. And I think we'll jump over to the rail at this point, because the rail does some fun stuff as well. Like we've got, this is your dead end to the rail, very slickly done. And then we got a looper boot, a loopity boop, as you can see right here. Full turning circle going on right there, enabling us to do a loop down to either side. We can go all the way to the right, or shall we go straight on? I think today we will go straight on. So yeah, I'm suitably impressed as desert maps go. This is a very good one, and I just genuinely thought it was going to be, and it is boring. It is boring, but not in a boring way. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Probably not. But yet it's boring, but not in a way that is boring. I'm genuinely suitably impressed. I've said it several times now, and I'm going to probably say it a couple more times when we get to the other side of the intermission, which will be coming up now. Don't forget, treat yourself. You deserve it. Intermission coming up. Why don't you treat yourself? Go on, off you go. Are you a fan of the show? Well, I guess if you're watching this, you really must be. And as you've made it through 1,000 reviews, it's time to really treat yourself. To emblazon yourself with all 1,000 thumbnails in one great garment. From the makers of WhatMap, it's the official WhatMap 1000 t-shirt. Get yours now. I won't be available forever. When we get to 2,000, I'll probably have to do a new one. What do you think? Anyway, where were we? Shipping routes are back at Nawukkas by Bulletproof Coconut, and it's kind of like Monday's map, only less insane. Less insane. It does everything it needs to do very neatly with some very slick shipping triangles like that. Just keeps everything flowing well. Yeah, not as insane as Monday's, but Monday's was insane in a good way as well. So let's it's just, we're spoilt at the moment. We're so spoilt. Air routes, you can see we've got the air routes, which of course is going to be something that you're going to want, because airports DLC. I'm sure you bought your airports DLC already, but if you haven't, maybe you should. Maybe you should think about it. It's one of the good ones. You know, we've had a lot of DLCs. You know, there's even one or two that even I wouldn't have wanted. You know. I won't mention green cities. I won't. Anyway, we've got strong water flow. As you can see here, here's these couple of your spawn points out there in the water, causing a lot of water flow, which is good. And even added onto that, we don't really need this one. We covered this again on Monday, didn't we? I feel we have got was it or yesterday's show? It was yesterday's show. I'm losing track of days now. Yeah, we have some pipes down leading up to or in place water solution. So because water's not a solution, is it? It's when you add something to water becomes a solution. I think that's the science. What have we got over here? We've got a very nice, I'm liking the shape of this peninsula. That looks very buildable to me. I see a big city going on down here. Big city. Down here, this is buildable. Very buildable down here. I've got to say that does feel very welcoming, and I would get in there right away if that was me. I'm liking this as well. It's just like wetland going from the sea into the wets. So we've got these patches of oasis going on in the desert, and it feels realistic. Admittedly, the colours aren't going to be quite what the creator intended, because we're not using render it, but we've got a very good look. Yeah, in fact, in some ways, I've checked the screenshots. In some ways, I actually prefer how I've got it. Listen, it's not how I've got it doesn't matter. It's how the creator wants it. And so anyway, yeah. Oh, the Central Lighthouse, isn't she lovely? We have a sunken shipwreck over here, which is very teetery. And what I mean by teetery is it's just hanging on to those rocks. Let me show you under the water. It's just hanging on to those rocks. I'm not entirely sold. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But yeah, I would have liked just a little bit more support underneath that if you're looking for my one detailing grumble on the entire map. We've got a solar farm. It's a big solar farm, and there are big solar farms in Australia, no doubt even bigger than this. I mean, this is probably nothing compared to what you get over there, but it's a nice little added touch. And we've got an old quarry as well, which is, again, very neatly done. In fact, we have even got some unique work going on down here. Now, first of all, before we have a look at the unique work, shall we have a look at this unique work? Look at this. Look. We've actually used the vanilla piers in a way we've never seen before. Look at that. That is phenom. Then we've attached some jet engines to everybody's favourite factory. Yeah, bumpy. No, clearly that's just sewage outlet. And then we've got fresh water pumping in that area at the back as well. I think that's going to look very neat and nifty. Also, again, over here we've used the pier here. Got a minor grumble, very minor grumble here, that the steps over this side are visible. I see what you're trying to do, and if those were hidden, you'll have done it even better. But I think it's just stunning and unique and novel and creative. I'm impressed. Okay, let's head on down the coast. So we've got a lot of swishy stuff, and then we've got the wetlands. Then we head off into the dry lands, and then we've got a really dry peninsula, which is, again, just... I'm totally buying all of this. This is absolutely amazing work, and I'm absolutely loving it. Hopefully you are too. Let me know in the comments. If you're not, I mean, yeah, we're here to discuss things, you know. We've got a little pier over here. I mean, it's not very exciting, but it just gives me something to show you before we zoom on back over to the start square. Shall we go back to the start square? I think we go back to the start square, where we've got an asset of the day by one of the all-time greats. And I say one of the all-time greats, currently top of the Hall of Fame. Yes, it's that one. Probably very happy about being top of the Hall of Fame because it's Smilies. Smilies, Hall of Fame, Smiley, never mind. It's Sanford Hotel. Sanford Hotel, yes, it's just another exquisite building from Smilies. Factoids. I did promise you about Nawukkas, didn't I? So here we go. Nawukkas means no worries or no problem. Nawukkas is a shortening of no wuckin' furries, which is a spoonerism for a phrase you can probably guess at. Note that no worries or no wuckus can also be used to say you're welcome, or anytime, as in no wuckus, you're welcome, or no wuckus, you're very, very welcome. How dare they? It's probably Nawukkas, isn't it? You know, because I've just gone and killed the Australian language now, haven't I? You know, you take our beautiful English language and you make it your own. Quite right too. Anyway, Sanford Hotel by Smilies. This is, again, check out their workshop. They've got so much good stuff. So much good stuff. It's not surprising they're top of the Hall of Fame. But Revo is right behind them, you know. There we go. Our set of the day. Very much a two-horse race at the top. I mean, we've got a few that are right out there. But, yeah, these two just keep swapping places. Anyway, right, you're still here, which means you've got to get busy. Your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I think this is right on point. Right on point. I'm blown away by it, actually. I think it's just so good. I'm not going to do anything about the roads. I will say my only question mark is with the water spawn points being visible out at sea. And so I got to go for a very high 4 stars, as high as you can go 4 stars. Detailing, again, right on point. Could it be any better? I've got like that one little thing with the pier, haven't I? That's it. I can see the steps. You're allowed one thing. We're going 5 stars. Gameplay potential feels very playable. I'd like to see more road capacity. That's basically it. But other than that, excellent. So let's go for a very high 4 stars. All of that, Nawukkas by Bulletproof Coconuts gets the BonBonB seal of approval, unquestionably. But yeah, that's the only thing. I think more lanes, but then it wouldn't be realistic. I think we're going for the realism, and so if we put in like 8-lane highways, it's gonna look more American. So yeah, I get it. It's probably one of those maps you were never gonna get a maximum score on, but it was a very close call, yeah. Oh, are you still here? Good. Your chance to prove you're part of the 20 and out elites. Use the words of the day in the comments. Score yourself some population points just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day.